9-16 with a 1-6 district record.
Okay, trying to test to make sure that the audio's back on. Well, we got about 20 seconds until game time here on the Vype Sports Media Network as these two teams are getting ready to go back at it. Cedar Park looking to up that district record to a higher than it is right now, 6-2, and hopefully we can get the stream back up and going because apparently we've got issues, and it's back in the red now. Okay, well, it's back in the red, so I don't know what just happened, and this is what I mean here on the Vype Sports Media Network is not everything is perfect, but we go with it anyways, and and public address announcer getting everything started another way as we'll listen in.
Is one of the primary purposes of educational athletics. Our student athletes recognize that judgment calls by officials, coaches, and themselves are made in good faith and should be respected. Spectators can support both teams by refraining from derogatory or demeaning comments and cheers today. We hope that you will enjoy the game and support the students in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Now, if you'll please stand and rise and remove your hats to the playing of our national anthem.
And as we get started with this one here on the Vype Sports Media Network, the national anthem played over the intercom here at Cedar Park High School, and of course that gets anybody hyped up before any game. And we will hear the starting lineups for these two teams. Now trying to also figure out here what's going on with the audio, which always seems to be a recurring issue here in every broadcast that we do. So our lovely quality analysts are going to make sure to take as much action to that as possible. And Brad Kelly, I got to say, though he's usually the public address announcer, is not too shabby of a cameraman. They're getting all the right shots for this one. They're going to make my job a lot easier, doing a lot of the hard work. So you got to always appreciate when you get a good crew around you, very talented individuals. I think what I just realized is the substitute public address announcer for this game was our assistant coach. And hold on now, I'm going to make sure I get some names. Thank you to him for getting that. Well, while we get that up until then. And it was one of the Flowers. It wasn't, or Fowlers, I should say. It wasn't Mike. We do know that. Brad Cohn has informed me it was not Mike. Regardless of who he is, he definitely has a future as a public address announcer, along with being a coach. But anyways, this game's about to get underway here. Grace Slaughter at the point trying to tip this one off, and this game gets underway here in Cedar Park, Texas. Over here in the paint, we got the starting lineup for these two teams presented to us by the Cedar Park Public Address Announcers. So we will pull those up right now. And stolen away by Hope Richardson as a turnover gets this thing underway quickly. On the court is Tiffany Samaro for Lehman. Taking the ball in right now is number 1, Lucy Polanco. Up in the key, over to her right is number 5, Audrey Johnson. Johnson with the ball back over, a little bit high over to Lucy Polanco. Playing it deep court right now, screen over to her left. Goes for the 3, and this one is good from deep. A big 3 by Polanco as she just brought that thing in. Polanco draws first blood in this one. It is a 3-0 affair for Cedar Park. Richardson over the green. Green back over to Briner. Briner shoots this one up and goes off the bounce. Rebounded by Hope Richardson, who takes it back up and draws the foul, and she will go to the line for 2. Number 13, Tamira McQueen. And number 10, Sandra Maya Cruz are the remaining starting players for the visiting team. Hope Richardson shoots the first one. This one's going to go. She's 1 for 1 on the free throw line. Gets the first point of the game for the Timberwolves. 3-1 the score. Second shot. This one's also going to go as she goes 2 for 2 at the line and makes an improvement from last Tuesday where she had a little bit of struggles at the free throw line. It goes early on and just 2 for 2 early on. Polanco with the ball. Polanco passing over to Johnson. Johnson looking over to her right, passing over to Samaro. Samaro is at the free throw line, passing back over to Polanco. Polanco gets fouled, and this is taken away by Kaylee Rogers. And we'll be going back down the court on a Briner. Back deep. And this is fumbled a little bit and stolen away by Polanco. He's going to take it down the court, trying to take coverage here. She's over at the corner side of the right side of the court. Screen drawn. Passes it out to Johnson. Johnson up with the layup, and she's going to draw the foul, and she's going to go to the line for 2. And looking into this matchup, we weren't able to find anything too far in the max preps. What we do know is that Lehman is 0-7 in their last 7 matchups against Cedar Park, including their last loss earlier this year. The first free throw by Johnson is good. She got her first bucket of the game. Second free throw up, no good. Last touch by Slaughter. Passed around and last touched by Lehman, and they're going to say that Anna Briner was able to get her hand off just in time. No, actually they're going to say the out of bounds on Cedar Park, so Briner did touch it last. Polanco, and it's stolen away by Hope Richardson. And Richardson's going to take this one down the court. Richardson over to Rogers. Back over to Richardson, who's in the corner, goes into the paint. Tipped off, but recovered by Slaughter. Over to Rogers, here's the dagger. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Slaughter, back over to Jayla Green. Her layup attempt, no good. Rebounded by Trevino. No, excuse me, by McQueen. But it's taken right back by Cedar Park into their territory. Briner out over to Slaughter. And they're going to call a traveling violation on Grace Slaughter. Turn this thing right back over. So 4-2 is the score right now in this one. We got 5 minutes, 10 seconds left on the clock here in the first period of an early game due to the upcoming Texas snowstorm possibilities in Central Texas, where no Texan wants to have to deal with what happened a couple years ago. And here's Polanco over to the left side of the court from deep, being guarded by Jada Green. Layup no good. Rebounded by Jayla Green. Pass out over to Hope Richardson. Richardson has done an excellent job this season of owning up to the point guard position pretty much. As Slaughter takes this one away, pass it out to Rogers. Slaughter's able to recover it back over to Hope Richardson. And Cedar Park just trying to take their time, realize they don't have a shot clock to deal with. They're just trying to control the tempo here. Slaughter back over to Richardson. Richardson back over to Rogers at the free throw line. Looking for Richardson, and this one's off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Briner. And they're going to draw a foul on that one as Anna Briner will go to the line for two, and an opportunity here to change the early tempo of this game. As the first one is good. 4-3 to score. And I just realized I'm still showing pregame on this. That's on me. And Briner with the second free throw, it's good. So Briner also goes 2 for 2 on the free throws. Evens this one right back up. 4 minutes up on the clock here in the first quarter of action. Draws a screen, and they're going to draw a foul. An illegal screen, so this will be a turnover right back over to Cedar Park's territory. Rogers over in the paint. This one's good! Kaylee Rogers setting the tone. And Cedar Park back in front in this one is a 6-4 lead. Able to find Rogers was able to find some open space in the paint, run over to her right, and get that shot up in time. Polanco passing into the paint. This is blocked! Grace Slaughter with a big block on that one, swatting that one away. And take it right back away. And if I'm not talking right now, it's because I'm also trying to adjust my mixer a bit. With the right side, shot goes up, and this one is good! 6-6 ball game on that one. Johnson's got her third point of the game, and this ties it right back up at 6. And apparently the audio got worse. Okay. Hopefully that does the trick. Polanco. Looking to her right, being guarded by Jayla Green, who comes to the ground. They're going to say no foul. Polanco shoots up the three, won't go. Rebounded right back over and off the foot. They're going right back out of bounds, and Cedar Park will retake possession. And what's going to happen for a little bit here is once we go to the second quarter is I'm going to try and make some adjustments here to figure out what is happening with the volume. Richardson from deep. Here's the dagger. Won't go. Off the glass. Rebounded by Polanco. Shooting up a three. Won't go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. So hopefully now we should have a solid audio standpoint. Jayla Green over at the three-point marker. Green, and this gets swatted away. Lobos will take it back down court and rush off the hands of Hope Richardson. Back out court, Polanco with the ball. Off the glass, no good. And Nevaeh Yu comes into this game for Cedar Park, and she gets an early rebound. So taking some early access in this one. What I might need to do is re-plug in my crowd mic after a while. Hope Richardson at the free throw line, passing out to Nevaeh Yu. Yu going into the paint and draws the foul on that one. 44 seconds left on the clock. Well, Nevaeh Yu's always done solid of coming up off the bench as a non-starter and able to just play the game as well as she has and make real good contribution to these games. I think you got to imagine that a lot of these players might be a little off due to the change in schedule. 27 seconds. Kaylee Rogers. And I'm going to say travel. So Cedar Park go right back to it. 24 seconds left on the clock. Reiner passing out over to number 23 coming into this game. That's Emily Roman. Off to Rogers, and this one's stolen away again by Lehman. 6 seconds separating the first and second period. This shot goes up, and it is good. Polanco gets her second three of the game, and that's going to do it for the fourth quarter of action. The score in this one, 9-6, as we will go to a commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network and bring you into the second period. Back here with the action here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Score right now is 9-8 right now in this one. Polanco with the ball. Passing out over to Trevino. Trevino back over to Samaro. Samaro back out over to Polanco. Polanco's got 2 3-pointers in this game. It is a 9-8 game here in the second quarter of action. Passing by Jayla Green. Layup goes up, and it is no good. Rebounded by Samaro. This is going to go out of bounds as a block. What is happening? What about now?
Who wanna come see that?
Hey, talk.
LeBron? You see LeBron dunking? Oh my god. Like what?
And this is going to go out of bounds. Okay, so now I'm trying to making sure that everything's even on right now. Okay. Okay, don't know what just happened, but apparently we got our stream back on again. Love what happens right now. All right, well, here's Anna Briner anyways, back over to Kaylee Rogers. Rogers passing back out over to Roman. Roman over to Hope Richardson from the paint. Off the glass, rebounded by Jayla Green, and she gets a second chance opportunity, and it's good. 10-9 to score on the Jayla Green layup. Green's got her first bucket of the game, at least from my knowledge. And timeout is called as Lehman will look to go back and try and figure out a couple of things. And we will mention a couple of key aspects of this team that, we're watching from the Cedar Park Timberwolves. You want to talk about Hope Richardson for a second. She has really embraced that point guard type role, even when she's not officially listed there. She's become a calming presence on the floor, directing traffic, setting the tempo, and making the right read. Jayla Green, on the other hand, Jayla Green has made double-digit scoring nights look routine. And that was on full display on Tuesday when she dropped 16 against Hayes in Buda, Texas. If Cedar Park needs a bucket, Jayla is one of the first names you look to. What stands out is her consistency, night in and night out. You know what you're getting into. Defenses have to account for her at times because she can heat it up in a hurry. Anna Briner has been an absolute disruptor defensively, creating turnovers and turning all defense into offense. She has great instincts in the passing lanes, and she seems to know where the ball is going at all times. So a couple of key aspects that you want to mention from these teams, and that has always been helpful. And, of course, when you're doing these broadcasts, sometimes you got to have a crowd mic, and, that's sometimes fun, but you got to always know it's picking up everything sometimes, but that's okay. Polanco with the ball, down court. Passing up and around and stolen away by Kaylee Rogers, who takes it over to Hope Richardson. Richardson will take this one down court. Rogers finding Briner. Rogers back to Richardson. Here's the layup, and Roman gets it in! Emily Roman's got her first bucket of the game and extends this Cedar Park lead to 12-9. And here we go, that tempo setting we were talking about earlier. Passed up and around and tipped off a little bit. Right over to the right side. Spin move, layup, and this one's going to go off the glass, and it is good. That layup being credited over by Audrey Johnson. 12-11 to score. Roman blocked. From the key, off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. Richardson finding Kaylee Rogers over to the right, who then finds Anna Briner. Left side. Briner with the layup off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Back over to Polanco. Polanco going into the paint. Here's the layup, and Polanco hits this one off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Emily Roman. 4 minutes and 50 seconds remain in the second period. Back over to Hope Richardson. Richardson finds Kaylee Rogers. Rogers finds Green in the paint. Here's the layup by Green, and it's good! Jayla Green's got her second bucket of the game, making it a 14-11 affair. And this is what happens when this Cedar Park offense starts to catch fire. They start to light it up quickly. And this three-pointer goes up, and it is good. Kyla Bray ties this one right back up, and she's got a three-point shot of her own. Stolen away. And taken away by Lehman. In the paint, here's a 360 layup. Won't go. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. Anna Briner going into the paint, pushing her way through. Here's the layup off the glass and won't go. And this one is going to be a jump ball, and they will take this one over to Lehman. 14-14 to score. This one is a tough matchup. This is just proof that records can be deceiving in this game. They may be 9-16, but they're playing to let Cedar Park know that this district schedule is going to be tough and tough no matter what your opponent's record is and what's on the line. 3:31 on the clock. Shot goes up, and this one is good. Bray has now got 5 in this one as she goes for the three-pointer, then the mid-range shot. So playing the hoops from deep. Roman passing over to Jayla Green. Green going into the paint. Here's the layup, and it is good, and she draws the foul. Will go for another one. Wait, no. They're going to say offensive foul, so that bucket will not be counting in this one. That is unfortunate. Polanco in the corner. This one's going to go over the hand of Johnson, but Johnson will get it right back. Looking to her right. In the paint, this one's going to go out of bounds. They're going to say it was last touch by Hope Richardson as it came off her foot. Here's the shot up, and this one is good. Johnson's now got 7 in this one. It is a 18-14 lead for Lehman. Richardson looking over to her left, finding Kaylee Rogers. Rogers trying to direct traffic into the paint. Jayla Green to her left. Jayla Green from the mid-range won't go. Rebounded by Lehman. Looking over to her right. Chunked over to the left side. Here's Polanco's 3, and this one's going to go. Polanco's got her third three-pointer of the game, and it counts for 9 points in this one. A 21-14 game as Cedar Park keeps the lead in this one. So we will take a short commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network, and we'll be right back with more Cedar Park Lady Timberwolves basketball right after this. Back at the action here on the Vype Sports Media Network. 14-21 to score. Kaylee Rogers now taking in for the point guard position. Hope Richardson passed out to the right side, trying to find some open space. We're going to the left. Jayla Green. This one goes under her feet and stolen away here by Lehman. Going into the paint. Here's a layup, and this one's going to go up, and it is no good. Rebounded Lehman right back up, and this is going to draw the foul and go for 2. Audrey Johnson gets 9 in this one, and she will get a chance to go for 10 before the second half. 23-14 the score in this one. And of course, this has been an 11-0 run in this one within the past, I want to say, 5 minutes. And this one's off the front rim, won't go. Rebounded by Kaylee Rogers, and Cedar Park is going to have to take an opportunity here. And hold on here, what's happening here? And they're going to say it was a clock problem, so they had to start this one right back over. Anna Briner with the ball. Heading up to the key. Hope Richardson wanting to the right side, back over to the left. Richardson will take this away. Being guarded by Polanco. Runs over to the right, guarded by Polanco. Green going into the paint. Here's a layup by Green, and she's going to draw the foul and go to the line for 2. Jayla Green is never afraid to go into the paint, as she knows she can light it up when she gets any open entry into that area. So a 23-14 game. And the first free throw is up, and it is good for Jayla Green. Second one goes up and no good. Rebounded by Lehman. Polanco will take this one right back up. 1 minute remained in this first half. And like I like to mention, at halftime we're going to go into today's segment of Today in Texas History, where we have mentioned this before. A lot of times in the state of Texas, athletic coaches are also history teachers, and two things that Texans take a lot of pride in is its history and their sports. And we like to incorporate both in our segment of Today in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com. So we will get to that at halftime. Briner over to the right side, passing over to Kaylee Rogers, who's in the paint. Blocked away and taken away back over by Michaela Yanta. He swatted that one away and just read it, so you got to say that was just a good block over there. Shot is up, and this one's not going to go. And they're going to draw the foul on this one, Audrey Johnson. And right now, a lot of people are not seeming to enjoy the foul calls right now. A lot of disagreements on that. So, regardless, Johnson will go to the line for 2. First one goes up, no good. 26.92 seconds left on the clock here in the first half of this one. Second shot up, and this goes off the rim. Won't go. Rebounded by Jayla Green. Green trying to find some open space, finding Hope Richardson. She drops this one. Stolen away by Samardo. Here's the dagger, and this one's going to go. Audrey Johnson just now dropped 12 in this one, and makes it a 10-point lead for Lehman Lobos in this first half. 9 seconds remain in this first half. Cedar Park looking to just boost some momentum and get that last second score going into the locker room with some new momentum. Briner, what have you got? The layup, and it's good! And that will conclude the first half of action in this one. The score 25-17. Jayla Green getting that last second shot on that one before turning things over. So we will take a break, then we will go into our segment of Today in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com here on the Vype Sports Media Network. We will be right back right after this. And as we're at halftime right now, we will go ahead to today's segment of Today in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com. The day is January 23rd, 2026. Now, as y'all know, if y'all haven't done my broadcast yet, I always like to implement these segments in every sport that I do. So we're going to go into 1983, where the Corpus Christi Color Times celebrated its 100th birthday by giving the city a bayfront monument called Wind in the Sails. It was sculpted by Kent Olberg. In 2001, a van used by the remaining 2 fugitives of the Texas 7 was recovered in Colorado Springs, Colorado, a few hours later, surrounded a hotel where the convicts were hiding. Patrick Murphy Jr. and Donald Newberry were taken into custody the next morning without incident. And in 2010, Hicks Sports Group announced that it agreed to sell controlling interest into the Texas Rangers to a group headed by club president Nolan Ryan and Pittsburgh attorney Chuck Greenberg, which ended up being a defining factor in the Rangers' 2010 season, where they would end up going to their first World Series in franchise history before losing to the Giants in 5. I was 8 when that happened, so yeah, that's why I have more detail about that. I remember that. And of course, today's Texas quote of the day comes from Red Adar. I've traveled all over the world, but I don't think there's any place better than Texas. Like we say, we always either have short or very long quotes from politicians or just random celebrities that, chime in on these things. So that is your segment of Today in Texas History, presented by OnThisDay.com. And we will continue with a commercial break here on the Vype Sports Media Network and get you back for coverage of the second half right after this. Back here on the Vype Sports Media Network, getting close to the end of halftime and mentioning the fouls that were drawn earlier in this game that ended up leading to this 8-point deficit. Let's go into that real quick. The fouls that have been drawn by Cedar Park almost matched to their points. Anna Briner has scored 4 points but has drawn 1 foul. Jayla Green has scored 5 in this one, also drawn a foul herself. Emily Roman dropped 2 but also fouled 2. Kaylee Rogers has dropped a solid 4 points, but has also drawn 2 fouls. Grace Slaughter has had no points in this one, has drawn 2 fouls as well, while Hope Richardson has only drawn 1 foul, but scored 2 points. And mentioning that compared to the other side's fouls, I mean, it really shows. You got 9 fouls for Cedar Park versus Lehman 6. And while that is the case, Lehman has also been dropping points in this one, all over the place. So 56 seconds left to remain on this clock. And an opportunity here for Cedar Park to come into this game with some new mindset. And when you look at the broad scheme of things, you have a team that is 9-16 in this one that they're facing. And they got a good district record coming into this one. So it was seemingly a solid game. And unfortunately, so far has not been the case. 25-17 the score. Cedar Park down in this one. And for those of y'all just joining in, I'm Dalton Brown, broadcasting director Merle Bertrand, making sure that everything broadcast-wise is solid. Suda Van Cat, our product manager, making sure that my products are good. And Brad Cohn, my cameraman, who's usually the Cedar Park PA announcer, has shouted me out numerous of times, being out here on the camera.
Nothing. You just get a point, and I think you're talking right, and it gets
Like it's in everyone's head. I would get in my head.
Oh, okay. Get in mine.
Here we go. Here we go.
I have the honor? I have the honor of a fine girl pointing at me? She must want me.
We're getting played.
Reiner. Yes, ma'am.
Hey, trust that shot. Trust that shot.
Well, back here in the action. Sorry about that, folks. We've been having some technical difficulties the entirety of this stream, and we're finally right back. Not much was missed before that bucket right there. I believe that was Anna Briner who made that one. And it's just stolen away. Passed up and around. Kaylee Rogers from deep. Off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Slaughter. Rebounded again by Slaughter. Third chance opportunity, and she's going to draw the foul and go to the line for two. 25 to 19 to score, and Cedar Park currently trying to make a push for that comeback with 5 minutes to 29 seconds left here in the third quarter. First layup is up, and it's good. So Slaughter gets in that first free throw bucket, and it is good. It's her first bucket of the game. Second one goes up and is off the rim, no good. Like we mentioned, a couple of key factors that Cedar Park wants to keep intact in this one is controlling the tempo, slowing things down, not being quite as aggressive as they have been before. This one is up and will draw the foul and go to the line for two is Anna Briner. And Cedar Park trying to make sure they can get into the paint quickly and push for those extra points, and that's exactly what they're doing in this one. 5 minutes and 6 seconds now on the clock. Briner at the line. She's already got 2 free throws in this one. And we'll go 2 for 3 on the line. Second shot off the front of the rim will not go. And last touched by Cedar Park, 25-20. Polanco takes this one in. Polanco's got 10 points in this one. Actually, I should say 9 points in this one, all of them coming from the 3-ball. Polanco now at the corner. Here's the shot, no good. Routinely rebounded by Anna Briner. Briner being double teamed, pass over to Hope Richardson. Richardson gets it out to Kaylee Rogers before the 8-second violation. She then passes it back out over to Anna Briner. Briner back over to Hope Richardson, who's at the deep 3-point line. Richardson finds Kaylee Rogers. Rogers passes back over to Briner. Briner over to Jayla Green. Green back over to Rogers. Rogers over to Slaughter. This one's tipped off and will stay in bounds. Stolen away by Michaela Yanta. Yanta over to the right side. Back over to Polanco. Being guarded by Grace Slaughter. Screen set up. Hope Richardson over in the corner guarding the other two. Polanco back at the 3-point range. Back over to the left. Here's the dagger. And this one is going to go. Shot completed by Audrey Johnson. Johnson has got 15 in this one, and it makes it a 28-20 lead. Rogers back over to Richardson. Back over to Rogers. Rogers to Green. Shoots up the 3. Won't go. Rebounded by Johnson. Johnson at the midpoint. Runs into Richardson. Takes it right back over to the right. Here's the dagger. And this one will be an air ball. Rebounded by Kaylee Rogers. Here's the layup by Briner, and this one will not go, and she will draw a foul and go back to the line for 2 more. Still 28-20. It's an opportunity here for Anna Briner to recover from last going, and first free throw goes up and around, and it is good. Anna Briner's got her 3rd bucket of the game, her 3rd free throw especially. Second shot for Briner. This one is good. So Briner is 4 for 6 from the line in this one, and it leads to a 28-22 game. Cedar Park is down in. Polanco being guarded by Briner. Polanco looks over to her right. They pass it around here. Over to the right. Polanco at 3-point range. Running to her right side. This is stolen away by Hope Richardson. And gives it back over to Grace Slaughter. She's headed into the paint. Goes for the layup. It's up and it's good! Hope Richardson with the steal, followed by a Grace Slaughter layup. And it's a 4-point game. Polanco. Tight defense. This one's going to go out of bounds, and here we go. And no, they're going to say it was last touched by Cedar Park. And the call is overturned.
Hey, chill though. We got one. Deep breath.
We have to though.
Just like a breath and then stop. You don't beat her up with it. No, ma'am.
Richardson going towards the paint. Over to the right side is Kaylee Rogers. Rogers on deep. Here's the dagger. And this one's off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Briner. Back up and over. Slaughter over to the right. Here is Rogers from the paint, and it is off the glass. No good. Rebounded
I like the take. Finish.
by Lehman. The dagger is up, and it will not go, and this is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Lehman.
I probably would have sat over there. I would have sat over there because that would have
And
been
then
tough.
he would have told you to get out.
Who would have told me to get out for what?
And we're right back again after a couple of technical difficulties once again. And they're going to call it traveling. 28-24. Well, in that time that we were off, nothing really happened scoring-wise, but we were able to get right back into this game. Rogers with the layup won't go. And they're going to draw the foul and go to the line for two. 28-24 the score. Kaylee Rogers with an opportunity here to cut this lead down. 26 seconds left in this third period. First free throw up and no good. Well, luckily the fouls have not quite been as significant in this half so far as they were in the first, but definitely Cedar Park trying to play to draw those fouls now. And that one's going to go up, and it's good. Kaylee Rogers has got her third point of the game, and it makes it a 3-point deficit for Cedar Park. 21 seconds remain on the clock. Polanco guarded by Richardson. Richardson steals it away. Over to her left is Anna Briner. 10 seconds left on the clock. Briner buying time. Up and out. This one's not going to go. Last second shot is good! It's a 1-point game! Grace Slaughter with the last second shot at the buzzer, and we will send this one into the fourth quarter. It's a 1-point game. And it is a tough one here on the Vype Sports Media Network as records are deceiving. Be right back right after this. Media Network. Media Network. Off a couple of feet. It's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Lehman. This one's off the glass. Won't go. Rebounded. Slaughter draws the foul. And no, actually, they're going to give this one back over to Lehman. That's the first foul of this one for Cedar Park. Lehman's now had 7 fouls in this half alone. Versus if that is a foul, Cedar Park's, never mind, it's a jump ball, my apologies. A jump ball, so still no fouls. Cedar Park has brought this game right back into it. Hope Richardson with the ball going down court. Back over to Slaughter. Slaughter back over to Briner into the paint. Here's the layup, and it's off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Briner. Second chance opportunity, won't go. Rebounded by Richardson, won't go. Rebounded again by Richardson, but then taken right back out. So Cedar Park trying to slow down the game a little bit, control the tempo. And get this one right back, stumbling, and this is going to go out of bounds. Cedar Park will retain possession. 4 minutes, 43 seconds on the clock. A 6-point lead for Cedar Park. And the decrease in fouls has played a huge part in this one. And so in the second half, let's also mention this part, a significant story. Lehman has only scored 3 points in this entire half, leading to this comeback. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was one shot. It was a 3-point shot earlier. And I'm pretty sure I know who I can remember off the top of my head who made that 3-point shot. It was Audrey Johnson making the dagger on that one earlier. It was, or was it? Johnson is number 5. Seven seconds remaining. I'll tell you what, it's always games like this whenever you have another cameraman next to you that you always wonder if I'm going to bring him as a color analyst one of these days. It's always fun. And also, I want to mention, while mentioning Brad Cohn over to my left, that blingy ring I'm looking to my left. Every single time I look at the camera, I can't help but just notice the Cedar Park ring over on his finger. It's just there. I mean, that ring got into the room before he did. Briner over to Slaughter. Slaughter gets it up, and it's good!
Hey, great pass, 21. There we go.
Slaughter's got 7 in this one, and Cedar Park has got an 8-point lead. Polanco goes up, and it's going to go off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Hope Richardson. Richardson going over to her left where Anna Briner is running down the court. Jayla Green lays it up, and it's good. Drawing for 2. Jayla Green's got 9 in this one, and Cedar Park all of a sudden has turned this game around. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that ring, shall we? Let's go ahead and take a look at that ring, Mr. Cohn. Show us that bling. Let's go ahead and forward it up a little bit so we can get that in focus. That is a ring. I think, Brad, I wouldn't be surprised if you got into this arena, but that ring got in here maybe 10 minutes before you did. That ring's got its own zip code of its own. Shot is up, and this is off the rim, no good. Still only 3 points scored in this half by Lehman, and Cedar Park turning up the wheels. Slaughter going into the paint. Drawing another foul. 3:28 remaining in this half. 9 fouls in this half versus Cedar Park's none. And putting that into perspective here, they have allowed more each of these teams have allowed 9 fouls in a half. Off the glass, no good. Cedar Park had 9 fouls in the first half, while Lehman only had 6. And now Lehman's got a total of 15 fouls in this one versus Cedar Park's still 9. And Richardson almost had it out. They're going to call a jump ball on this one. And it'll go to Cedar Park. So Hope Richardson playing very good defense in this one, and it is turning into turnovers and jump balls. Now they've gone into Cedar Park's favor. Jayla Green. This one is up, and they're going to draw a foul. No foul call on that one. As Ava Sacco comes into this one. And it'll go right back to Cedar Park. There was still a block. Briner over to Green. Green back to Briner. Briner back to Green. Green into the paint. Here's the layup, and Green hits it off the left of the rim. Won't go. And Green tips it off, and it is stolen away by Jayla Green, but turned right back over. And the foul is called, and this will take... There's the first foul of the game, or foul of the half, I should say, drawn by Cedar Park. So that ends that streak and gives Cedar Park their 10th foul of the game with just 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. Lucy Polanco has a double-digit game for herself. 10 points for Polanco. It's a 39-29 game in the 4th period of action. Shot is up, and it is good. 39-30. Polanco with 11. Stolen away. Taken right back. Blocked by Richardson, but they're going to say it was a foul. A good foul on that one, and tough call. Some will not agree with that call, as it could have been close, but you got to give the call on that one. So Cedar Park's 11th foul of the game, second of the half. And it'll bring Audrey Johnson to the line, who's already got 15 points, make it still 15. It's at the same time that happens that I get a text from my fiance playing an app game. I don't think I can quite do that right now, respectfully. Jump ball. And they're going to give it over to Cedar Park. 2 minutes, 1 second. Oh, no, it's actually going into, excuse me, it's going into Lehman territory. Johnson with the layup. Won't go. Rebounded by Sacco. Sacco back over to Richardson. Richardson finds Sacco. Sacco finds Richardson. Richardson finds Briner. Briner back over to Ava Sacco over in the corner, passing it right back over to Briner. Briner back over to Hope Richardson. Richardson going into the paint, or trying to squeeze way into the paint. And timeout called. 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the clock. An 8-point lead for Cedar Park. And a short commercial break opportunity here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Back on the Vype Sports Media Network, a 39-30 game. Cedar Park has the ball with 1 minute 14 seconds left on the clock with an opportunity to give them a 7-2 district record in what has become a tough ball game. So Anna Breiner's going to try and hold it in. Hope Richardson. This is taken away by Johnson. Johnson puts it up and it is good. Johnson drops the lead down to 39-33. And Cedar Park is in a tough position here. Jayla Green forcing the ball in. No charge called. Anna Breiner back over to Hope Richardson as it's off a couple of hands. Jayla Green going into the paint. Passed over to Slaughter, who passed him over to Breiner. No good. Rebounded by Lehman. And travel violation on Lehman in a 6-point game. Pass over to Slaughter. Slaughter picks it up just in time. Back over to Hope Richardson. 27 seconds remain. These seconds are crucial. Anna Breiner trying to just buy as much time as possible, and they're going to draw a foul on that one. A shooting foul, and it'll go to the line for 2. So Anna Breiner has an opportunity here to extend the lead, possibly put this one away before any action gets too crazy. So she really just needs to hit this one right here. Really just needs to hit this one right here. First one, no good.
Hey, trust yourself. Here we go. Over the rail. Let's get it.
And 0 for 2 on the free throws are rebounded by Slaughter. 16 seconds remain. Slaughter finding Hope Richardson. Richardson back on over. And that's going to be this tough matchup. Final score in this one, 39-33. As Cedar Park is able to take this one away in what was a tough matchup in the beginning, turning into a comeback. Reducing fouls, reducing contact, and being able to control the tempo in this one. It started off a little rocky in that first half. Cedar Park drew 9 fouls in that one, but were able to only draw 2 in the second half, while Lehman brought it right back up. So we're going to do some post-game interviews here in just a moment. We'll go right back to commercial break, and we'll take a second to recap here on the Vype Sports Media Network. Back here with post-game coverage here on the Vype Sports Media Network. That was a tough game here on this one here at Cedar Park, Texas, but coming away with the win by a final score of 39-33. And joining us for a post-game interview are 2 of the players contributing in this one. We got Hope Richardson and Jayla Green. And ladies, thank you for joining in for a post-game interview. I have not done one of these all year myself, so always fun to get to do. And ladies, that was a tough matchup, but y'all fought really hard. I mean, that had to be something to come back from. Jayla, we've noticed in this game, you know, you've been able to get double-digit points throughout the past couple of games, and this one had to be a tough one for sure.
Yeah, I feel like my team kind of helped me pick me up, and after the halftime, after half, I feel like we got ourselves together and we put ourselves into like a mindset of, okay, we got to get it up, we got to get our happiness up, like we got to get together and be together and work together. And I think that's what brought our teammates and me, myself together and bringing our points up, bringing our scores up ourselves and as a team.
And Hope and Jayla, I will say this, it was 9 fouls in that first half by you guys, but then the fouls went way down, only drawing 2 in that one versus Lehman drawing those 9 fouls, and I'm sure that the reducing of contact had to do a lot with that. What was kind of the conversation that went into the middle of the half, coming into the second half, trying to avoid those fouls and all that jazz?
Yeah, I think we in the halftime we talked about like picking up our defensive intensity, and I think part of that was fouling less and just playing cleaner as a whole and like playing better team defense. So I think we definitely picked that up, and that led to less fouls on us. And we talked about attacking more and drawing fouls and initiating contact, so that helped us or them foul us basically and help us get to the line a lot.
Well, definitely seemed to help out a lot in this game for sure. That post-game halftime, if I can speak correctly in this one. Ladies, that game was intense, and I just absolutely loved it. I can't even express the words for that one, and y'all really brought it out. It was a great win overall, so congratulations y'all on this win, continuing the winning streak. And you still have 5 games left on the district schedule, so 7-2 on the year, or 7-2 in the district, I should say. Definitely has to feel good for y'all. So, ladies, thank y'all for coming up for this one, and I appreciate y'all taking the time to speak with us on this one.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you all. Well, folks, that's going to do it for today's broadcast here on the Vype Sports Media Network. For Don Brown, myself, for Merle Bertrand, our broadcasting director, for Suna Venkat, our product manager, and for Shalinsky, the guy coming in to making sure that every bit of this broadcast was still on top notch. And it definitely was a rough one on our side, but we want to say thank you so much for tuning in on this one and sticking with us through that broadcast. My name is Don Brown saying thank you so much for joining in from Cedar Park, Texas. We will see you guys next Tuesday with the remaining 5 games in this schedule. You are watching Cedar Park Timberwolves basketball on the Vype Sports Media Network. Good night, everybody, and God bless you all.